Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining. Today, I'm going to do a vision board workshop. I've offered this in the past because every year for myself, usually on the solstice, sometimes on New Year's Eve, I create a vision board. And I've been doing it for years. I do it with friends, I do it with my daughter. So, I wanted to bring this to you guys because this is a great thing to do, especially to create clarity around what you want to bring in. We all have different ways of creating vision boards, and there isn't really a right or a wrong way. So I am trained in art therapy. I'm actually a licensed art psychotherapist. So we use vision boards sometimes in our work. But you don't have to be a licensed art therapist to do it. Sometimes the difference is if I were to do a vision board with a client or work with somebody individually or in a group, and that was a therapeutic group, we would create vision boards and then also go into the vision boards to talk a little bit more about things that maybe I picked up on that were unconscious on your end, or really clarify some of the goals or desires that you put into the board. I would also look at your board and see where there was some flow and maybe where there was some stagnant energy. And we would discuss this and then possibly change the imagery or add to, take away, whatever that is. So that would be more of a psychotherapy type of art vision boarding exercise. But in this case, I wanted to give you something that was very practical and very easy to do on your own. And so what we're going to do is just a simple vision board so that you can look at where your intentions are, your desires are, see it in a visual way, and then releasing what might be showing up that gets in the way, and then really simplify it so that you can use this on a day-to-day and see how your desires evolve over time. It's also a really great way of taking inventory over the year that we're leaving behind, and then welcoming in 2025. Now, the solstice is a great time to do this because on the solstice, we're welcoming in the light, and we can look at that from many different perspectives. So winter tends to be a time where our bodies and our minds start to slow down. And in America, specifically, being in this society of like go, 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 sometimes that can be problematic. But I want us to embrace it. This idea of slowing down, really looking at where have we come this year? What did we go through? What are we ready to release? What journeys now can we take moving forward? And what is it that we maybe want more of in our life or in the world? And how can we bring that into possibility? Sometimes all of this is happening in our brain, and when we put it in a visual representation, we can see it in a different perspective and possibly see things that we wouldn't necessarily see just by thinking about it or by journaling about it. So that's why I love a vision board. It gives us the visual, and then we can use it for meditation, visualization, and for creating ritual as we move forward into the year. And as we evolve and receive the desires, we can continue to change our vision boards. So it's great. So this is just a foundation, a place to start. Okay, so we're going to get started. So this is what you need. You're going to do it on paper, which I love I think that doing things with our hands is just a wonderful way for our nervous systems to calm down and for us to fully connect into creating what we want in our future. So I love doing things by hand, but I do understand that a lot of people love to use digital things. So what would you need? You would need paper. This is like a cardstock. You can get it at most craft stores. It's just a little bit thicker paper, and I like it because when you glue images down, it's not super flimsy. So a piece of cardstock. obviously some images, right? So I have some that are pre-cut that I have here. So just like different, whole bunch of different images. If you have magazines are always good to go through. And a glue stick. Glue stick is perfect. And obviously scissors. Now, what you can also have, you can have markers, you can have, pen, you can have different color papers, you can have, if you're somebody who works with plants a lot, maybe that's what you want to bring in, some dried flowers, some herbs. Figure out what you really feel called to put into the vision board. So it could just be magazine imagery, or it could include other things that are relevant to your life. What you're going to do is just take your piece of paper and you're going to put it to the side because we won't need that yet. But what we are going to need is a bunch of images. So I want you to take some time right now and you're going to start to collect a bunch of different images. So those are those are the materials that you're going to need. So for this moment, just put those materials to the side. And you will need also a pen and paper. So if you didn't get that, go ahead and grab that now, because we need to figure out what is the purpose of our vision board. So step one, gather our tools and our materials. Step two, clarify our intention. So we're going to start with a brief meditation. So you can have your eyes open. I'm going to close mine just because it's easier for me to drop in. Feel your feet on the floor. Take your hand to your heart. You could take another hand to your belly if you wanted to, and just start to bring attention to the feet. And you bring attention to the feet, allowing yourself to fully be here in this present moment, letting your feet ground you to the earth, allowing the roots of your body to drop into the core of the earth, grounding you to this moment in time. Letting your breath move under your hand and just allowing your breath to connect you both to your body and to the universe and the energy around you. Allowing your breath and your hand to connect you deeper to your heart, to the truth in your soul. And so as you breathe now into that, I want you to call to mind an image of what you would like your life to look like as we move forward into this next year. See yourself fully present in 2025. What are you doing? What do you look like? What is the feeling that you want to embody? See everything around you. See yourself moving through time. Allow yourself to see if there are people around you. What the environment looks like. Any symbols, objects that might be there with you. Allow yourself to fully be in that moment. And as you see yourself in the moment, I want you to start to call into your mind anything that you may need to release or change in your present moment in time to really fully be where you're seeing yourself in the future. So anything that may be a block or need to change, you don't need to know why. You just need to know what might need to change. Do you need more time? Do you need less clutter? Are there certain people that need to move away from your life? Does your job need to change? Whatever it is, letting it come to mind and just taking note. And now I would like for you to see anything you may need more of in your life right now to help you move along the pathway to fully being in this future moment, in the next year, in the desired state. Are there any tools that you may need? Maybe that's knowledge, a class. Maybe it's people, opportunities, a change in circumstance, financial, resources in other ways. Really pulling to mind anything that you may need to help you fully get to where you need to be and desire to be in this next year. And see yourself receiving and releasing and moving forward on the pathway until you're fully in the desired state that you visualized for yourself when we began. See yourself there now. Allowing yourself to really fully feel and see everything around you in this desired state. Breathing it in, moving it into this present moment. And then fully coming back into the physical body, breathing a little bit deeper, hearing your breath as it moves in and out, feeling the feet to the floor, seeing the room that you're in. And allowing your eyes to open. So taking a moment here just to jot down any ideas, visions, anything that's come to you during that brief meditation. So go ahead and jot that down. Pause the video, and then you'll unpause when you're ready. Okay. So now we're going to take whatever came to you and we're going to really put it into a visual representation. So you don't need to use images of yourself or anything that's really concrete. And you can if you want to, but you don't need to. This is really something that's going to establish the feeling state so that your brain can attach to that vision as if you're living it in the now. So I want you to take your paper, that cardboard paper, and I want you to take a moment, go through all your images, the words if you have them. You can use words, you need images, you can use, like I said, herbs, flowers, whatever really pulls in what you're looking for. And I want you to, again, you're going to put me on pause. You're going to gather all those pre-cut images, and then we're going to meet right back and we're going to start to create the collage. Okay, so hopefully now you have a nice pile of some images that somewhat reflect the visual that you had. So we're going to assemble these. So once you have all your images, what you want to do is you don't want to think too much about this right now. You want to just unconsciously choose how it might look for you or how you like to put it together. And so I'll just share with you a few of mine. So a lot of my images that I felt called to cut out were, there's a lot of travel. Definitely want to travel in 2025. These images, I think this is Paris, but also represents home and nature. So I'm really feeling that I want more time in nature in the next year. I also have this image of, I don't know if you can see this, but it's like a kitchen with a door that goes outside. And there's something about that I think I've always wanted to live somewhere where you can just have a really big, nice open kitchen, but doors that open out and have the beach there, or something that it just feels very connected to nature and people can come and go. And so there's something that, I'm not sure that that's going to happen for me in 2025, but I think that I want to start to plan to have that in my life. And then I have some artwork because I want to move into doing even more artwork. And I have this picture of people dancing because I want more fun in my life. And I found this image that I've had in my collage things of this girl who just looks really happy. And these very large crystals, just to continue to connect into the energy and that kind of work that I do. I don't necessarily work with crystals, but it represents the energy around the work that I do that I want to continue to do more of. So I'm just going to take a moment and I'm going to put these together. So you take all your images now and you put it together as well. And what I can say to that is there's no right or wrong way to do it. Again, we want to create a visual that looks like a flow that we feel connected to, right? So something that's appealing to us. So I like to layer. I really love to put the images on top of each other. So what that might look like is I might take this image in the back and then attach this on there. And then maybe even attach other images on top that I've cut out. So I try not to just cut squares and stack on because I want it to be something that I continue to look at over and over and over. So you start to play. That's the best way to do this is as you play with the imagery, you'll see where you want to put things, how you want to put things, and enjoy the experience of just creating and playing. So go ahead and do that now. Okay, so hopefully now you have some kind of a collage. And so this is what I ended up doing. So I did not use all my images, but there's still something about going through and choosing all of them, right? So this is what it looked like towards the end. And when I look at it, I really do feel connected to what I want my life to be like. Now, does it have all the items that I need? No. Does it have the exact representation? No. But what it does have is an essence of the feeling state that I want, and it does give me an idea of the things that I want to call in my life in the next year, right? So I have travel, it's very open, it feels very calm, feels very fun. And I have like a home, and I also have this expansion behind. I have some energy pathways going up. So it represents things even if it's not an exact representation. And that's kind of what you want to go for. So I hope that yours also give you that sensation, that feeling state. And so now I want you to move on to the next step, which we're going to use these vision boards, and we're going to do a little bit of journaling and have them give us a little bit more information on how do we get to this place that we want to call in 2025. Okay, so what I want you to do now is I want you to put your vision board up where you can see it. So just maybe in front of you, lying down or up, just so that you can really have a connection to it. So once you have that, also get your pen and paper again, and we're going to do a little bit of journaling. So when you look at the vision board, I want you to first just tell me or write down, don't tell me because you can't, but I want you to write down on your piece of paper, what feeling do you have when you're looking at it? So when you look at this image or collage, what's the immediate response that your body gives you as far as an emotional response to it? It doesn't have to match what you were thinking, but I want you to just tell me what is the response. So when I look at my collage here, I feel a sense of freedom and fun. And that kind of sums up what I'm looking for in 2025. So I want you to first just write down what feeling state is your collage giving you. Okay, next thing, I want you to look at your collage or your vision board. And I want you to write down what's the first thing that you see? What's the first thing you see when you look at it? And when you look at that, and the first thing that comes up, does that connect you to the core of what you're looking for in 2025? Because that is the focus of your vision board. And everything that surrounds that image that first catches your eye are the things that are going to support you in getting to that core image. So if there's not one image that's calling your eye, but it's more the whole thing, that's okay too, because maybe you're going for the feeling state. But if there's one image that catches your eye, oftentimes unconsciously we'll put an image in the front and then everything else around it will support that. And so just so you understand what I'm talking about, when you look at my collage, my eye goes to this girl, right? Now, that's not me, obviously, but there's a sense of freedom, lightness, and fun in this figure. So that's the center of my vision board. That's where my eye goes, right? So now everything else, and I usually read it going clockwise. So everything else is just to support the main goal, which is to have a sense of freedom, lightness, and fun. So I desire a home that's open, that I see people coming and going, that it has a connection to the nature, but it also has a connection to home, right? And having that. Now, is that priority? Not necessarily. Would it add to having the sense of carefree freedom, lightness, and fun? Absolutely, right? So if you go up, there's the artwork again, connects to the goal. Continuous connection to this energy, the freedom of travel, some more fun over on the side. So that's kind of what I'm talking about as far as like where does your eye go? Because you want to do the unconscious and then you want to bring it into the conscious reality. Okay, and so then I also want you to really clarify for yourself, looking at the vision board, taking into consideration the meditation we started with, doing some of those journaling exercises. Now having this vision board, if we could create an affirmation for you moving into 2025, what do you need to release? What did you need to call in, right? So when we did that meditation, you took a little time to journal. We're going to look at that. So what did you need to release? What did you need to call in? Where's your center? Where's your priority? Where's your core, right? So what's at the center of your vision board? What surrounds it, right? And now if you were to see yourself where you are right now, and this is where you want to get to, then allow yourself to create a map of how do you get there. So this is where journaling is going to come in handy, right? So I want you to start to create the story for yourself. So you could start with today. So write down today's date, write down I am and where are you? Maybe you're sitting in your room, maybe you're somewhere else, maybe you're listening to this when you've gone to family or relatives or whoever. Where are you right in this present moment, right now, as you're watching this? So I am, write it out. My life right now is whatever that is. And then I want you to take yourself on the journey and map it out for you of how did you get to this vision? Okay. So in the story of your map, your journey, you're going to write about how and what you released, what you brought in or needed to bring in. So how you brought it in, you may or may not know until you end up in this full realization of your 2025 state. So I hope that makes sense to you, trying to keep it as clear as possible. The main things are, where are you? Where do you want to go? In between that path, what do you need to let go of? What do you need to bring into your life? And then where are you in your desired state? Okay. Let me know how it goes. I would love to see your images. You can post them to me, I think on Instagram. I don't think you can post them to me here. You can email them to me. We'd love to see how this shows up for you. So like and subscribe if you like this. If you want more workshops, please let me know. In 2025, I will likely doing mini courses that will cost a small fee. I still try to keep my workshops and all of my work affordable, and I'll do a few free workshops as well. So let me know what you want to learn about and keep in touch. Enjoy your 2025, and I hope you get all that you desire.